Welcome, listeners, to another episode of the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. Hope that you're having a wonderful day because I'm definitely having a good one. All right, listeners, let's get into this episode. I want to welcome all my new listeners and old listeners. Some of y'all have departed from me. You have left me.
Aww.
It's all right. I don't care.
Bruh.
It's all good in the hood. Some people can't take what I say, and that's all right. To all my listeners that are staying with me, I do appreciate y'all. I appreciate every subscriber. But let's get into this episode right now. All right, so for this episode, we are going to go into this. Let's pull it up. All right, so let's get into it. So this episode is about a police officer who fired 96 shots in 41 seconds, killing a man during a traffic stop is under investigation. Under investigation, really?
Bruh.
Wow. Wow. 96 shots in 41 seconds. When did this happen? I don't know. When did this happen? Where did this happen? But all right, look, I'm gonna let Sarah Maya report the story, and she's gonna let us know when and where this happened. As usual, I'm gonna give y'all my view and my opinion at the end of this. All right, let's get into it. Hit it.
A video showed the driver, Dexter Reed, firing the first shot and injuring an officer. The other 4 officers then fired 96 shots in only 41 seconds. The violent incident, in which several plainclothes Chicago police officers fired 100 shots in under a minute, killing 26-year-old Dexter Reed, has prompted a police investigation agency and Cook County prosecutors to look into the use of excessive force in the police department over the March 21 stop. According to the Associated Press, videos and statements surrounding the deadly traffic stop have raised questions about the office's conduct. The investigative agency expressed concerns over the officer's actions to Police Superintendent Larry Snelling. They also noted that their agency was currently investigating the same 5 officers for a complaint that was filed over a traffic stop a few weeks before the shooting of Reed. The March 21 incident began when officers in an unmarked car pulled Reed over for allegedly not wearing a seatbelt. According to Civilian Office of Police Accountability (COPA), the situation turned violent when he allegedly refused to get out of the SUV. The video showed Reed firing the first shot and injuring an officer in the wrist. The other 4 officers then fired 96 shots in only 41 seconds. They continued to fire even after Reed exited the vehicle and collapsed. COPA Chief Administrator Andrea Curson wrote in an April 1 letter, based on the totality of the available evidence, COPA has grave concerns about the office's ability to assess what is a necessary, reasonable, and proportional use of deadly force. Quote, the American Civil Liberties Union pointed out the fact that the officers immediately drew their guns and cursed at Reed while they ordered him around. ACLU of Illinois spokesman Ed Yonka stated, from the moment they all jump into the vehicle to chase the car, you can feel the adrenaline rush. There were no efforts at de-escalation. The officers are currently on a 30-day administrative leave during the investigation. But Curson has recommended relieving all officers involved of their police power until the investigation is concluded. State's Attorney Kim Foxx revealed that there is a possibility of criminal charges being brought against them as well. Several investigative forces have asked questions about the validity of the stop itself. Why would a police officer, not in uniform, bother with something like that? Jeffrey Alpert asked. The available evidence calls into question the veracity of this account. Curson wrote, Reed's family members and friends are also skeptical of the legality of the stop. They said, if he was supposedly pulled over for a traffic stop, why did they have 4 guns pointed at him? He was scared.
All right, let's get into this. Let's drop my bomb real quick. Can we drop a bomb real quick and let's get into this. this particular episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for my listeners, old and new, when that bomb drops, this is when I give you my point and my view on this particular episode. Now, all right. This is what I think on this one. Should these what its action is? Should these police be investigated? Well, yeah, these police be investigated. These police are being investigated for the shooting of this 26-year-old man. First and foremost, let's drop a bell for the soul loss real quick. Gotta drop a church bell. All right, let's do that for this young man. What was his name again? What was his name? Dexter. Dexter. And this particular episode brings us to Chicago. Now, let's not put past or throw to the back the violence that happened in Chicago. There is a lot of violence that happens in Chicago. It is sad that this type of violence that happened, you know, happened to happen in Chicago because 96 shots fired in 41 seconds, killing a 26-year-old. Now, listen, there's something that I want to point out in this that it says that it says 96 shots, but it also states that there were 100 shots fired within under a minute by 4 officers. 4 officers. That's 25 shots. I mean, if you did the math, that's 25 shots apiece by 4 officers. Now, let me say this. In this, the headline it says black man, but as y'all know, I don't use that phrase black. I always use melanin or pigment. You know, a brother with some pigmentation. You know what I mean? So,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Nah, I always use that phrase. So, this brother, this particular person had some pigmentation because the headline says killing of a 26-year-old black man, which I would say melanin man doing a traffic stop investigation. Now, I don't care where you're at, whether it be Chicago, Illinois, New York, or whatever. I understand that traffic stops can be dangerous. A lot of them are dangerous because you don't know who you're stopping. But 96 shots. I mean, just think about it. On an average traffic stop, I mean, most of us who have melanin in us on a traffic stop, just first and foremost, on a traffic stop, you get nervous. That's first and foremost, okay? Then, if another car pull up, you get even more nervous. So we're talking about at least if that's the standard in Chicago, which it is in some states. I would just want my listeners to understand. In some states, it is standard that an officer ride with a partner. So you can assume in this situation, if that was a situation where it required a second officer in a car, it's just 2 cars, 4 officers, and then a 5th one pulls up. I mean, come on. Again, let's give Chicago, let's get them a dummy buzzer real quick because they deserve that. The Chicago Police Department. I mean, in past episodes we have rewarded them and said that they have done good. But in this situation, this was completely uncalled for. Uncalled for. You gotta think about it. It's 4 officers. This is a traffic stop. Okay? Apparently the man didn't have no weapons and anything like that, according to the report. So why did it call for such violence? And this is something that I would say, like I said before, if you listen to some of my previous episodes, I've said this before. It happened in Chicago. It happens across the country where people of melanin color, because we have melanin, pigmentation, whatever you want to call it, black, whatever you want to call it. I don't call it that. But we are being targeted. And for what reason? This is an unmarked car. And that's also what I want to bring to the light. This is an unmarked car. So this, like, what was the reason? What was the reason for this car to do it? Was this part of gang control? Was it part of gun control? Was it because they have some unmarked vehicles? I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I have somebody a guest on the show, and they're gonna give their input on this particular situation. They just dropped in and they heard me gossiping, and they wanted to drop their little input on this situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the voice of Joyce. Let's give her a round of applause real quick.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
All right. So she wanted to weigh in on the situation because she heard me. She just walked in, heard me talking about it. I mean, you could say what because you was talking a lot in the back. So if you want to weigh in on it, just let me know. All right. So what do you what? All right. Just let me know. What do you have to say about this? If you want to give your input, since you want to give your input so much.
Listen, Chicago is a crazy place to live.
Yeah, I said that.
They're
Chicago
good, and
is hectic.
there's some bad. But why it took 5 officers on that traffic stop? There was something going on between that individual and the cops. It's either they had prior acknowledgement with each other and it was never good, or he was part of a setup crew. But 96 shots to 100 shots, that means all of y'all had to reload.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had
reload all of y'all
to bust and then reload. That's what I'm saying. If so many cops are shooting at one time, I understand that these cops are supposed to respond. Like if I'm just saying, if he had a gun, if he had some type of weapon, and then he shot, and then
okay, I can understand that one shot.
No, they dead. The thing is this: most
listen,
I can say this: most police departments do not teach you to shoot one shot. They teach you to empty the clip.
I know this, and this is why I quit the academy.
So you can't say one shot, especially if you was a part of academy.
Listen,
you can't say one shot. If somebody's firing upon you can't.
I am so against the police. I am so against them. You know why? First of all, this is how your own partners get shot. Y'all don't have a straight line of communication when somebody is shooting upon y'all. Y'all firing at one time.
You're not gonna have no
on one person.
But you're not gonna have no line of communication during.
Why not? The Army does.
Before we not during a lot. Listen.
Before
you
the
gotta
police
understand.
academy started handing out high school diploma, giving these high school diploma kids license to shoot people, right? they used to go to the Army vets before they came to the college degree people actually coming to the police academy. This is where the police academy was at the point of, okay, we can understand what's going on. There's some dirty ass cops. Oh yeah, there's some dirty rookie cops.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that, but in this
and
situation,
those five are crooked.
and in this situation, that's not the case.
But
I can
then,
understand what you're saying, that, and I agree with you. There are some situations, and there are some corrupt cops out there that mess up the the, the badge. You understand what I'm saying? Whether they're coming from the military or even different organizations, I can understand that. But in this situation, okay,
and I
these
hope
were
I hope the parents sue the
these
hell
were
out of them.
these were 5 cops
They should have been immediately
who
fired.
to me,
Immediately fired, not suspended for 30 days.
let off. Now, so,
Excuse me,
okay,
I
so
got
if I'm
allergies.
so all right, I'm understanding in this situation that
They're under
few weeks,
investigation for 30
yeah,
days.
but the
Stripped from their
what
no.
they're trying to say is the reason why they stopped that there was a few weeks before that there was a shooting,
And they should have been
and
stripped then.
and that's why they stopped him. That's what they're trying to say. If I'm reading it correct, but to me, suspicion is not really a reason. Everybody has suspicion, so that's not really a reason to do it. To me, I think, in my opinion, I'm gonna say this. I think that this was a situation of race because of where it happened in Chicago. I think this was a situation of race. I think they saw this guy and they, out of nowhere, just picked on him because
Well, they had proper
even
knowledge of him.
I
Like the stop and
understand it.
frisk. You know, they still got that going on out
I
there.
can understand that little part, but at the same time, this is an unmarked car, okay, and it had it. The point is this: it had no reason, and that's what the DA in this situation. I'm going to do a follow up on this situation, and I think the DA has a good case in this one. They had no reason to stop him.
Exactly.
Whether he had a point, whether he had a history or whatever. Uh, I don't think, does it say that? Like, I want to double check this. If he had a history with the cops or not. I just took it. It don't show no history of that. What it does show is a history of the officers themselves, which I had said before. The officers themselves having a prior history of uh what is it, misconduct? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
A couple of
that's what I'm
complaints.
saying. That's a bunch of complaints. But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That they, no matter if this guy had a history or not, they still had to see who he was or whatever to start with him. These officers had no reason to stop this man. And this is the type of stuff that like I try to focus on my show. And the type of stuff that people don't pay attention to. And this is why I do the show. Part of the reason why I do the show is because of things like this. There is a lot of police corruption that goes on, not just in Chicago. Let me drop this real quick. I want to slow this down. Let soundboard man drop that real quick. I want to put this out there. There is a lot of corruption, and I say it a lot. There is a lot of corruption that happens throughout these police. Okay, they use the law to commit a lot of crimes, all these crimes, and they abuse their power. Some people, when they have these powers, when they have that authority, they abuse it. This is a situation, to me, where these cops, they abuse their authority. They sat there, they shot this young man up, they killed him, and for what? For nothing. Over a traffic stop. And 9 times out of 10, the way they reported it is that they thought they saw something. They thought they seen something. They thought this. They thought that. And
A thought is
there's
not
not exact, and there's
is
nothing there. But this is what happened to people who have melanin, and why is because all these police departments. I've said it before. I'll say it again. All these police departments. I don't care where you live at, what neighborhood you live in. They are trained to fear people of color. They are trained to fear people with color. They are trained to assume that people. They are trained to assume people of color are doing bad.
or living in a certain area.
It don't matter which area it is. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They are trained to do this. And as soon as a person pulls out something that they assume is a weapon or what,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let this topic go. So all my listeners, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, listen. Um, as always, Joyce, I want to thank you for dropping by for this.
You welcome.
Gorgeous. Giving your
I was
view,
just being nosy.
giving your view and your opinion on this situation. Thank you for
You know,
thank you for just
I gotta stop by once in a while.
dropping by. All right, to all my listeners, y'all already know what it is. Hit that subscribe, that like button. Don't be afraid to share and hit a comment. Listen, all the links and everything are right there on your screen. I want to thank all my listeners, new and old, for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all later. All right, peace out.
Bye.